Hey guys, Levy Freeman here again today, and we will again be trying the United States over here. And I'm going to go for another run as the AUS. Of course, first time, if you saw my rant there, I got a little bit cucked by the divisions cap. And I don't know, maybe I was a little bit salty when I made that rant, but it did piss me off. They wasted a bunch of time. And I didn't know that having, and maybe that's my own fault for not being a good enough player, but I didn't know that having a negative reinforce rate would cause your units to behave in that manner. And I was very confused as to why I could only get one unit to attack at a time. So I lost a lot of time. I was really frustrated, and I really don't like the division cap anyways. Like after having played with it long enough, I think it really affects balance in a not great way. That's my personal opinion. I think it's a performance measure, and it shows that it's a performance measure, and not really a balancing tool. But we'll have to readjust our strategy as the AUS accordingly. So I haven't played like a whole lot of American Civil War. I've done a few runs. I did the CSA. I played once as every faction. Just build rifles here, I guess. I'm not going to read the events for this setup. We're just going to pick all the options that strengthen the AFP, and we will cheese by building stuff in our territory. And we're going to go for the route. I think I wasn't sure if that would work out that way, but one of her posters, I read it, he said, the guy who requested this playthrough said, if you compromise with Reed, you will get the two-way Civil War with Long. Last time I tried, I had Floyd Olson gun down Jackie Reed. But apparently the AUS is stronger if you choose the compromise option. Although if it just spawns extra units, then that's not really that much stronger because you still get hit with the divisions cap, which is a problem. The problem was things are going fine. Then they had an uprising pop up over here, which I thought was pretty cool because they could start pushing into California. That tripped me so far down with the number of units that spawned that my division cap overage became crippling. So I needed to have disbanded those units immediately. And I think like the way you do it is you would still take your militia spawning decisions, and because you can disband them now, you would just do it to get the rifles. You'd spawn the units, disband them immediately to get the rifles, and then convert your militia over to regulars. Probably the better strategy, and also to build air, because we all know it's easier to organize big ass air fleets and battleships than it is to have fighters on the ground, right? That's the way she goes. That's the way she goes. So I think because we are limited on those divisions, it is pretty difficult to actually get a line. Like the AUS has like a pretty big front line, and like your divisions cap is sub 100. It's sub 100, which makes it's. So the problem is if you try to hold your front line, you don't have enough concentration to push, and if you don't have the concentration to push, the AUS or not the Feds will kill you eventually because they have more industry than you do. Unless you like pull some shenanigans with patent plan tanks, which is certainly possible. Patent plan tanks are extremely strong. But I think probably what we want to do is like concentrate over here, maybe abandon Texas, which is unfortunate because this is probably your best territory in Texas. Abandon Texas, but you want to sweep up around the coast and take out this territory over here. Ultimately, this territory is a lot better than Texas in terms of factory count and like stuff that's available up north. And if you try to hold Texas, I think you might get stalled out a bit. You have to go fast while they're still disorganized. And you want to blitz this area down, which is like usually what you want to do in the Second American Civil War anyways. The eastern part of the country over here is like the highest concentration of industry in the Northeast. Highest concentration of industry, which makes it like the most important because you can get the most stuff with the least amount of front line that you have to hold. It's just the way she goes. Also, Tennessee, very important. Like if you look at your resources as AUS, Tennessee is like your only starting steel, so you need to make sure you take that if you don't get it. Or if you do get it, you need to make sure that you hold on to that steel. Other than that, if you are able to hold on to Texas, you get a lot of aluminum and oil, which will let you build aircraft. Of course, you still need to import rubber, which I think you could do from Brazil over land anyways, unless Mexico stabs you in the back. Political power minus 80. We'll promote free speech. Freedom. Freedom means free speech. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Last time I also tried to hold Texas, and it didn't. I don't know if it's worth it. I think like if you could shift your front line like and split the country like this, I think whoever's on the east side is going to be in a pretty good position. Texas does have a lot of oil though. I guess it'll probably depend on how fast we can blitz this. If we get this in time, maybe we can secure something. I don't know. We're not going to spend this political power anyway, so might as well take the PP hit. That's also why we're researching fighter, just in case like we do have to do air strat. We will have fighter 1 researched. We don't have to make interwar planes. I really hope I remember to uncheck the Iron Man box this time. Also, guys, if you're just tuning in now and you don't know, the Iron Man, if you exit your Iron Man save and you're not playing as the Feds, you cannot get back into your game because of the tag switch. Also, like, I think some people were mentioning about like maybe the thing with like the one division attacking only at the negative reinforce rate is like a bug or something like that. I don't think that's the case because I was looking on the subreddit actually, and like I did make a post about it on the subreddit, but the subreddit subreddits are always like regardless of the community, they're pretty much always going to be fanboys for the whatever the community's about, and they don't usually take criticism well. Especially when you come off like a douchebag when you're ranting about stuff like I do. But I did check, and there are posts from like 3 years ago, and I guess prior to like at some point in time during the American Civil War. At some point in time, no, I want that. I want gains political power. During the American Civil War, there was a global debuff to reinforce rate, and there were like a bunch of posts there complaining about that and having that same bug where only one unit was able to attack. Until they researched Signals Company. So let's go dispersed. Dispersed. Pad and Plan does have like a bunch of really fast tank upgrades. You get 2 100% armor bonuses very fast. On the other hand, if we aren't successful in taking the industry, Concentrate would get us more rifles because we're probably going to be on the same model of gun for a very long time. But I found last time I played my previous playthrough, we were more constrained by division cap than factory output. So I think dispersed is probably the right choice. Like if you don't have any starting retention though, and like you can't afford to switch, then dispersed isn't really great. I mean, dispersed is best if you're going to be doing quick equipment upgrades, right? You're going to be upgrading your equipment a lot, then you get that extra retention. It's also very good for upgrading equipment if like you convert it from stockpile. But it has to be weighed against the cost of the stuff that you're not upgrading, like your rifles and your support equipment and your trucks, is you're going to have a lot less of. I mean, maybe not a lot less of, but you're going to have, like, if you're on Industry 2 or 3, you're going to have, like, 10 to 15% less. Which could be a few divisions. Do I care about this? Sure, we'll help Costa Rica. Concentrated also pays off once you get to modern tank, and if you're playing to 1950 or something like that. Which sometimes you do if you have enough slog, then concentrated is way better than dispersed. But I think the focus lets you convert equipment over. Like that's a pretty neat gimmick. So if you are going to be like manpower limited or something like that, being able to upgrade your old shit with dispersed real fast is quite nice. I would like to gain political power, please. What else is going on in the world? Hanover. Oh, there goes Big Bill Haywood. I think someone also asked for left Kuomintang, which I have also seen posts about division cap fucking these guys over as well. But we will see. We will see. I think the division cap, like, it definitely impacts certain countries more than others. I guess obviously it would. Let's get radio. Like, especially if you don't have the population to get up to total mob, and that can be a little bit frustrating. Total mob, of course, very important to get the extra division caps. And you don't really want to have to go on to service by requirement or higher for any length of time because it hurts your factory output. But sometimes you have to cheese it. And you can do that by letting all your manpower mobilize, and you can store it all by training a bunch of shitty divisions. And then, after your manpower is stored and locked in here and it's safe, then you can drop your manpower a lot down again to get your factory output back. Just a bit exploity. That's the way she goes, right? I'm not going to bother making additional planes or switching our plane model over for the feds, right? Like, why would I help them out? Why would I help them out? So we'll have the South rising again, and we'll see if we can get the South to win this time. So, what do we do here? Should we go business plot? Again, I'm not really sure how to get on business plot. I've never done it before, but there is an event where you can, like, I don't know, make some compromises with some companies, which I imagine would let's see here. Command word. Payment debts. Gone with the wind. What was I talking about? Yeah. There's an event where you can, like, compromise with some companies, and if you take it, you get a bunch. If you don't take it, you get a bunch of industrial debuffs. And it feels like that would be the hook into the business plot. You know, you have those sneaky corporations offering to set up in your territory. In return for some very not sharing our wealth considerations. And then there's a Silver Legion. And someone had asked for Silver Legion as well, too, I think. But I don't know. I'm not really, like, in terms of, like, meme guys and stuff like that, like, I'm not really a huge William Dudley Pelly fan. He just seems like a whack job. And, like, not in, like, a cool way, like Roman von Ungern Sternberg or Ma Zhang-Ying or Dogmeat is. He just seems like a scrub. To be honest, I don't really. I'm not really a huge fan of that path. This is a bad meme, I think. But maybe we do want to go for that. Get some Silver Legion support. Have Anime Pelly. And we'll see. Of course, Canada refuses. Let's do the reconciliation, I guess. We'll see. Maybe I don't know. I'm also not explicitly sure how to go down that path either. Last time I did it, I think we stuck with Huey Long. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, I'll just roll for that now, and whichever one I roll, I will attempt to go down. I suppose. Where did my fucking dice go? I should have had that ready before I started recording, shouldn't I? But I don't know. Didn't plan this out. Didn't plan it out. Well, I guess we can't do it. Guess we can't do her. Where the fuck would that dice go? Fuck me. Well, I guess they're, like, small and piddly and they're easy to lose, I suppose. We'll have to look for that later. Force compromise. Do we want to play Pelly? Do you want to play business plot? Do you want to do something else? You could play with Huey Long, I guess. I guess those are your 3 options, aren't there? There aren't really any more options than Huey Long, or the business plot, or William Dudley Pedley. At least that I'm aware of. Like, maybe there's like an Easter egg or something like that, and you can get like Zombie King George or something to come lead your territory. Or like George Washington, but not like, I don't know, like his brother-in-law or something. Make himself Emperor Washington III. Indian citizenship. I think the last 2 times we played this, we vetoed it, but this time I think we'll pass it. We will show our native friends some love. Oh, strictly speaking, I think the 50 political power is probably the best choice there. Oh, occasion council shit, whatever. Get tools. Alright, and there's that war again. Mexico joins the Entente. Well, that's interesting. I don't think the Mexicans joining the Entente will attack us. Like, I think our southern front will be safe. I think Entente Mexico might be a pretty fun playthrough, too. I think that one's definitely on my to-do list. Vote fails. Cool. I don't think I even voted on that. Probably like trans and more voting rights or some shit. Do War Department expansion. No, there it is. Found the dice. Found the dice. Presidential election. We need to elect Floyd Olson. What a champ. Your boy Floyd. He's a tenacious negotiator. He's going to negotiate the fuck out of this compromise. Oh, and Long and Reed aren't happy. President Hoover supports new president. Well, good for Hoover. Have you guys ever thought that maybe like your current outgoing president's opinion doesn't matter anymore? Is that something you guys can relate to? I don't know. Alright, our army is shit, but they'll have to suffice. Fair enough. Integralist victorious in Brazil. Good for them. Do you want to do a focus here? We could do U.S. Navy. Not computing. What do we want that's not necessarily going to be helpful for the feds that we can even feasibly consider researching in time? Although maybe an excavation tech. So I'm going to roll here. On a 1 to 2, we're going to do business plot. On the middle roll, we'll do Silver Legion, and on a 5 or 6, we'll do long. All right. So I have rolled a 2. So we will attempt to sell out to the corporations. And again, like I'm not sure 100% on how to do those. But that's the path that we will attempt to steer towards, anyways. And if we don't, then that's well, you know, sorry about that. But like, I don't have a guide in front of me that says how to do these things. South African People's Union. That's cursed. Poor Edward, running at his friends. I mean, we're not gonna be friends with Edward probably. What is Edward doing anyways? He's a market liberal. We're definitely not going to be friends with Edward. He's probably going to be friends with the feds, if he cares at all even. We need to actually do Velvet Glove. What am I doing? Has he been inaugurated yet? No, he hasn't. So we're fine. Some oddmans doing some oddman things, I guess. Russian voting rights. Who will obtain? Abstain. Not obtain, obviously. I don't know. I can't fucking talk. Well, fuck Russia. Velvet Glove. And we're going to pimp slap Huey Long with this Velvet Glove. That's what it's for. We're going to challenge him to a duel. Well, Reed accepts invitation. Negotiations begin. Fuck off, Huey Long. You're a dick. Reed demands SPA takes. So I'm not sure which option we pick here. I guess we'll pick better offer, maybe? Put it before Congress. Okay. Have a sane democratic change. Oh. Huey Long mad. I'm not sure why he's mad. Maybe I should have read those events. Alright, there we go. So we will stand by the country and play as the Ouse. Okay, so now we're the Ouse now. The South shall rise again. Hoorah. Or I don't know. It'll probably be whatever rebel yell noise Southern people like to make. Yeah. Texas. Why can we not raise troops in Texas? Huh. Okay, we'll raise the stack of 7. We'll get Texas first because we might not be holding Texas. Factory count. I should have checked to see if we actually kept the factories that we built in the South. We'll see. Maybe we build civilian industry. We can get something. Military factories. Division template probably has support artillery in it, so that should be fine. Sell some convoys. We'll do from a militia to a fighting force. So you have a choice here if you're playing against the American Union State. You can come down over here and do Moses' reform plan. It gets you some supply consumption, I think, quite a bit. It's like if you stack this on top of something like, what is it, deep battle doctrine, I think that'd be a negative 40 supply, which would be pretty nice, like especially if you have logistics. Your units cost next to no supply, so if like you're going to intervene in Africa or like Siberia or something, that'd be pretty nice to have. You get a military factory, a lot of land doctrine research boosts, some leadership experience gain. So like there's that, some max planning. This is very grand battle planning-esque kind of thing over here. You have Devers over here. It gives you like some org and attack and some shit. This is mainly like your superior firepower-ish sort of thing. You get a free technology here too for artillery and cheaper artillery. But I mean, if you're gonna play the AUS, are you ever not gonna take the patent plan? This will fuck the stats of your tanks around a little bit. Like I think you still wind up with a few negatives. But you start off with like a pretty bad hit to how good your armor is, but then you'll get that back as you progress down these trees. You get 2 100% bonuses for armor tech. And you also get the production cost. This is like you get 15% production cost here, and you get 10% there for 25% cheaper tanks. And you can also get a designer available. Where is that? Stats here. That gives you another negative 10% on particularly medium tank technology. So you can have 35% cheaper medium tanks. And I think if I remember correctly at that point, your medium tank 2, I think, costs the same as like a light tank. Like they're real cheap. Production cost of 13. Production cost 9. So like maybe it's closer to like medium tank 1. Yeah, medium tank 1 would cost about the same. It would be a third. It'd be a third off of that. So like not quite, or maybe even a little bit more than 4 points down off of that. So it's like your medium tank 2 is like almost the same cost as like a light tank. So you can spam medium tanks, which is like pretty fucking good. Medium tanks, of course, very nice technology. Let's get that next dispersed industry. Insurrection tech, land doctrine. We'll go for the mobile warfare. And we get our army over here, which we have one truck division. We have a couple of these guys over here, but I think we're going to concentrate over here. You got to push. Maybe trying to cut off the New England pocket. Maybe separate our truck out. Try and go for some cheeky encirclements, maybe. Standoff in America. And we will need to up our economy law. A couple more trucks. Actually, we get here in the spawning over here. So these are like actually pretty good divisions over here. We might want to start setting out the kind of not so great units. Like the not so great unit stack, which is basically just going to be holding the line. Where are we gonna get some good terrain here? Mountains. Fortunately, a lot of this stuff is plains. Like we don't really get to like actual good terrain to hold. Maybe we could try holding Houston. There's all some forests and rivers and shit. Like this will be our defensive guys. We make them blue, I guess. Fortunately, our general is like a little bit wacky here. We'll go with George Van Horn Mosley, I guess. And of course, Patton probably want to be your offensive field marshal. So Willie Hood Simpson over here. And I guess the red guys will be our offensive army. Patton would also be pretty good as just like your tank general, probably. That might be interesting as a field marshal choice if we promoted them. Let's go like that for now. And for our offensive infantry, we'll go with Lewis Burwell Puller here. I think. Let's get a pretty high attack. And then trucks probably won't be fighting all that much. You have a cavalry guy. Not really. I don't know, sure, I'll go with that. And we have sort of like a little bit of a token Air Force here. Oh, the Southern Governors meet in Baton Rouge. So we did get North Carolina decided to support us. Like, that's very nice. A large crowd recently gathered outside the State House in Baton Rouge to congratulate Huey Long for defying the federal government. News agencies were soon to arrive on the scene when suddenly the crowd began unfurling the battle flag of the old Confederacy. Sensing an impending political disaster, Huey Long had his men confiscate these radical symbols of the Civil War. When the governors arrived, the press only saw the image of defiant America determined to fight the illegitimate powers of federal corruption and syndicalist oppression. The governors are now meeting with Long inside the State House to determine the proper response to the federal government's deadline. Nope. All right, so we get our Navy up here. So we'll do that, and we'll because we have, I don't know, we might need to trade for resources. Like we might actually need them destroyers. Otherwise, maybe we will just use them on strike force order to try and contest naval supremacy, so we don't get memed. Nice. We've taken control in Tennessee, which, like I did mention there, seems like that's probably actually a pretty important state to get. Yeah, we need to hold Tennessee, even if it's not in the best terrain. Afp Declaration of Legitimacy. While many of the Southern senators were in favor of drafting new amendments on the spot, the urge to retain legitimacy of the continuous United States prevailed. The Afp Declaration of Legitimacy was drafted in Baton Rouge over the course of a few days, painstakingly listing their grievances with the federal government. This declaration outlined the lack of protection the federal government gave to citizens and the role of the state to protect the welfare of the poor. The signatories declared that it is within their constitutional right to organize a militia against tyranny, and that the federal government's deadline should not only be ignored, but it must be defied. Anuit Coptis. Okay. No, revolt fails in Texas. Chief of Staff, so you have either Mosley or Guthrie Hobart over here. Let's go for the defense. I mean, neither of those are like really all that exciting choices. We get Kentucky. Guess that's this area over here. So it actually probably gets us a little bit better terrain. So we will do that. Southern Texas. Go for the 5 militia in Southern Texas. Through the grapevine, dozens of congressmen have heard of Huey Long's assembly in Baton Rouge. Some came to wish Long well and stayed, others simply to court favor with the revolution. These meetings in Baton Rouge began to take on a congressional appearance, with Collins standing as the president of the attending senators. Aware of the growing determination to defy the federal government and that this lack of willingness to negotiate meant civil war was all but certain, a large number of politicians have slinked away to the north, though those that remain seem more than determined than ever to see victory. They'll get theirs. I guess before we get too far into this video, so we are the America First Party. We have Authoritarian Democrat at 60% party popularity, which is nice. Volunteer only. We've expert focus, and we started on toasters, but we've spent the PP to get to early mob. Our government includes Charles Collin over here, who gives us 10 stability at the cost of 2% CG. Maybe not the greatest. Same ideology, monthly opinion. Francis Everett Townsend over here gives us some PP and negative 3% consumer goods at the cost of some resource gain efficiency and efficiency cap, which is, I don't know, so-so. And we have Hugo Lafayette Black, who gives us political power gain and construction speed. And negative 3% consumer good factories is pretty good, but at the same time, negative production efficiency cap is also not great. And most of your consumer goods are eaten up by Charles Collin over here anyways. I thought that was a raving anti-Semite too. We made him our head of government. That's a little bit fucked. We have Guthrie Hobart, of course. We've selected him by event. And we're occupying some American territory, I guess, obviously. And I guess while we're here, we'll just set this to the CAB division and to be a local police force. Templates, we have 18 width militia. We have a 12 width cavalry. We have a 20 width light tank with motorized and motorized recon. 16 width heavy tank division with engineers. 8 width marine unit. 18 width militia again. We have 12 width cavalry again. 12 width infantry. 18 width infantry with support artillery. And a 12 width motorized. We have no intelligence agency. Maybe we want to make one. Maybe not right now though. Decisions diplomacy. We have I think until the Civil War you don't really have too many people that like you or not. Although this is odd. That certain people have, like, I guess just Yunnan likes us, and 2 points. That's just fucking weird. Trade, lots of oil, pretty decent amount of aluminum, and we did get Tennessee, so we do have some steel, which is quite nice. And we're working on building up our industry. I think it definitely helped that we spammed factories over in the south first. Like right away, this feels a little bit better than my previous playthrough. 76 divisions cap right now only though is a bit pressing, and we are short on a bunch of equipment. 5 militia are coming though. So we're making 1.28 political power per day, even with the focus going on, so that's quite nice. We have no national spirits at the moment. 73% stability, which is pretty good. 62% war support, which is also pretty good. Manpower, right now we're equipment limited, so that's not too bad. We have 51 factories, a whole bunch of oil, and only 9.8K storage capacity, though. 82 convoys, 14 command power, and like zeros for this stuff. Our army, at the moment, after we've raised a stack over here, so we have what do we have here? We have 12 units of various militia and or 12 width trash units that'll just be for defense, and then we have a stack of 12 actual 18 width infantry division with support artillery. Unfortunately, the ones you start with are half strength, which is a bit frustrating. And we have 3 units of trucks. I think also we are not producing trucks, so like we're unlikely to have more trucks that anytime soon. Let's maybe set ourselves up over here. I think we're not going to build light tanks. We're just going to wait for mediums, which should come out within a year, and we'll go with that. We also want to build planes. We'll see. All right, so we'll roll out like that. Navy, the chunk of the fleet we got here, we have 1 carrier, which unfortunately, it's a converted battleship carrier with 60 deck space. So it's pretty alright carrier actually. We have 1 dreadnought, which is a 3 turret variant. It's like stronger than the usual ones. We have a heavy hull armored cruiser, which is probably level 2 ship. Mostly level 2, level 1 armor only though, which is a bit odd. Maybe it's because we don't have the level 2 armor up. Or no, our battleship has level 2 armor. It's like we actually have like some pretty decent battleships then. The level 2 template. Not that that's going to be all that. Not that we're going to be using our navy all that much. So we have a dreadnought. We have 1 armored cruiser. We have 7 battleships. We have 9 cruisers, and these are improved cruiser hulls. Unfortunately, the medium turret is usually not what you want on your cruisers. They're in an odd spot where they're both dog shit against screens and dog shit against heavy ships, so it's kind of an awkward build there. We have 53 destroyers and 17 submarines, so decent navy. Air Force, we have 75 fighters, 100 fighters, and 50. I think this is attack bomber. And then we have some carrier planes for our carrier. What do the feds have over here? So feds have 196 factories and 1 million manpower. It's like right away their industrial dick is way larger than ours is. 2 to 16 divisions though. So we have the bigger army at the moment compared to the Federals. And Air Force. The feds have significantly more planes than we do as well. Oh nice, so we've scored Virginia too. Chief of Army, of course, would go with Patton over here. But your other options were the Commando Doctrine guy or the Supply Consumption Division Defense guy, which is actually pretty good. That might be actually better than Patton for the start of the Civil War. But we're going to go Patton. Ooh, this is pretty spicy over here. Look how far we got after we got Virginia. I think we got way better rolls this time than when I played last time too. Like last time, like when I did this, I did not get Kentucky, I did not get Tennessee, and I did not get Virginia, which is a decent amount of factories and steel. And let's get ourselves in militia in Tennessee, or maybe I should have picked NC. Well, whatever. No bigs. The deadline looms. Chief of Air Force. So we have a choice between Air Superiority Doctrine, Naval Aviation Doctrine, or Carpet Bombing Doctrine. I'm going to just go Air Superiority. Alright, it's time. It's fucking wartime. So we get some Japanese equipment. rifles. Like, I don't want to overbuild rifles. And let's go for the P-51 Hawk. We'll take some volunteers there. Up to 4 speed for the moment. How are we on divisions cap? We are fine. We got lots of room to go at the moment. Where's our other truck unit? We'll see what we can get. We're gonna have to move fast here. Militia fighting for us. We'll take that. Let's go ahead and slam down the patent reform plan. Yeah, so we got Chaco, and then we have a choice over here. So let's look at the Paraguayan volunteers unit we're going to get. We have a choice of decisive battle, power projection, or open seas. And we'll just pick open seas for Navy. Let's do the push here. Let's get the guy. We must move quickly. Oh, so we have to, I guess, do this quickly or we're fucked. We have to get them to 40% capitulation. Christ. Maybe we should have pushed in over here too. How many divisions do these guys have? Only 25 still. I don't know. I wasn't aware that that mission even existed. So like maybe we should have been more aggressive with our. Lindbergh appeals to Long. This is like the business plot event here. Charles Lindbergh has arranged a meeting, or I assume it is. Arranged a meeting between Huey Long and a number of leading industrialists, including Henry Ford, Fred Koch, and H.L. Hunt. These men are inclined to close their factories and refineries within the South to comply with orders from the federal government. However, they are instead persuaded by Lindbergh to stick up for Huey Long and move their business empires to American Union State on a few conditions. They ask that Huey Long guarantee some sort of political exception to them in these dire economic times, as well as a promise of political office once the war is won. If Long agrees to their demand, it will give them greater influence, and many of his supporters will wonder if he plans on betraying his ideals. However, refusing in such a time may prove costly. And we rolled for it, so we will do that. We'll agree to their reasoning. Picked up Detroit. Go to Chicago. So Japan sent us aid, and now they're sending volunteers to the feds. Those bastards. You know what? These gotta be getting naval supply. which means he's probably vulnerable to raiding if we catch him supplies out of Washington. I don't know. That might be worthwhile. I guess we just go with this guy over here. None of our guys are unfortunately submarine guys. Go ahead and raid. Got raid Shadow Legends here. Those guys there. Go to Chicago. I need more militias. Should have got the militias in Illinois. Alright, we've killed Washington. It's like that's great for us. Ooh, so like that's like actually. So I get you guys out here. Probably actually kill that strike force. Or maybe we can't. I don't know, because that says 2 carriers and like a couple cruisers. I mean, I think we should be able to kill that. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Nope. Nope. I looked at the thing and I was like, maybe we could actually take that fight, but it turns out no, we cannot. We didn't lose all that much though. We got patent plan. We'll go for the tank commission. Brazilian volunteers, yes. Those guys bunkered down in Chicago, maybe. You guys move up over there. 8 militia over there. War propaganda, don't really need that now. Take Dover. Pelly pledges allegiance to Long. Pelly gives me the creeps. We'll not go with William Dudley Pelly. Alright, we get some military factories because we sold out to the capitalists. It's pretty cool, I guess. We can close up this pocket here. The Belgrade Pact. Order restored in Virginia. Watching, I think our truck unit is going to be a little bit stuck here. So we can get air superiority over the Mid-Atlantic. Still need to, let's get some more rubber, I guess. We need rubber from Brazil we can get. It's a lot of fighters we're making. I guess that's okay though. Let's actually go for some of these drifter planes. Fucking Canadians supported the feds. That was pretty nice. We got some guys in Chicago. Going after their VPs. So you can kill those units. So New York City is their capital. Force one there. Let's recruit another stack of militia, I guess. Buffalo. Send you over this way. Go for, you know, let's go for the got the armor research bonus. Let's go for the we can get the KAS2 for CAS2 for free. We can get. I'll do as much as we can there. How are planes doing? We have 6 fighters only. I think it's going to take a while for us to build up our production efficiency, though. It's taking a while on Baltimore. We just let this guy walk out, I think. Alright, so we get an uprising in California, which is great. I think we actually have enough divisions cap to support that this time. That's odd. It's how it looks like in circle, but it's really not. bring that up over there. Yeah, order restored in West Virginia. Nice. We'll go for the Wayland Reform Plan. Start building some light tanks, I guess. So up there, what's our division cap like? We're at 77 out of 82. So like we're getting to the spot where like we probably want to start disbanding some of these units, but we'll train them anyways for the free equipment. Let's actually up our economy law, obviously. Iraqi concession. In an attempt to provide the government with much needed revenue, the Ottomans have decided to sell off concessions in Iraq, hoping for tremendously rich oil deposits. This may be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get control over these. Should we be willing to accept? Our window of opportunity is limited at best, as others look with a great deal of interest over our shoulder. No. Nope. Can't do it. This is a... well, not quite a pocket. Not quite a pocket. Horses are faster than trucks when trucks have no fuel. See if we can send one unit up around that way. Alright, so we do have division cap for these guys available at the moment. Move those guys over there. What do we want? Let's still researching that. Let's go for battlefield support doctrine. And of course we'll use a research bonus for the medium tanks. It's really what we want to be building anyways. I guess we're allowed to take that. That's cool. to a war economy. Looks like we lost that truck division over there. Like, I mean, that's unfortunate. Why do we need convoys for Brazil? Do we not have a path there through Mexico? That's a bit of a piss off. Alright, so we'll have to deal with that. How are we on our planes? You have a little bit of cast in reserve, not a huge amount though. Well, that snaking was fun while it lasted, but... Let's go for another stack of militia. Be a banshee. Go up this way. We killed a bunch of guys there. Clean up these guys over here. And maybe we can send some troops over this way and try and clean up New England. And so what's our progress like over here? We're about 3-1. It's not awful. So maybe pull back a bit. And those guys over this way, I guess. Alright, great. That way. 88. So we're actually fine on division cap this run. I guess probably because we took enough factories in the north. Oh, now we're having aluminum problem because we lost Texas. Let's go down to one line. Let's put the rest on the tanks. Yeah, light tanks. Oh yeah, 51 light tanks. Okay. Alright, we got the Banshee. So let's go on the motorized production. Do that. I don't know if the Canadians will intervene. Let's check their decision here. Crossing the border. So they can. Canada could intervene against us. Sneaky Canadian bastards. Unfortunately, we are still having a little bit of a deficit of rifles. How are we doing over here? Oh wow, we're not paying attention over here. Yeah, these guys are going to die. But you know what, at least maybe they'll be able to grind out some stuff from the feds first. So we even have yellow air over here at the moment, probably because let me say there, yeah, probably because we don't have any air bases left. Good spots. The mountain tile there. Enforce that. What's the score like over here for factories now? It looks like they probably have more divisions than us. 132 factories to 79. So they're still favored. So we are getting some subs there, looks like. Strain the armored division. Let's try and get one out there. I mean, the Feds have one. Do you have any aces? Probably not. I imagine we don't. Do we want a total mob? That might be good. Might be good. Let me go for the let's go for the tank manufacturer actually. Yeah, that will go for the dive bombing. Fighter 1. I usually don't like to spend points on their stuff in Fighter 1, but it might be important. Trade with the Canadians. Alright, motorize the men. The cavalry of tomorrow. We have the better plane. Still not quite enough though. requisition some civilian trucks. Look, that's wonderful. We started just disbanding for rifles. Probably hold there for like a pretty long time. Like, I don't know, I guess it's probably worth having around just to inflict casualties on the feds and those factories that we can, that we're controlling. Got a lot of units up there. Take the push decision to get the extra attack. Spam those guys for the rifles again. Right, so we now have green on infantry equipment. We should be able to Baltimore. Capture federal operative. Let's also build up some more factories too. We'll streamline the tank production. On getting those divisions. Pretty dangerous breakthrough. Fall back to Cleveland. Fucking Federals. You guys have a lot of shit. Like, look at all this stuff. Fuck. Looks like these guys are able to push through again over here. You're no longer fired up. So that's a bit sad, isn't it? Well, at least we have green air over here now. Well, our aircraft don't seem to be all that effective. They took Washington back. Fuck. We really needed to close up this New England pocket earlier. Probably earlier than we did. We're just gonna roll here now. Shit, that was not the button I was looking to click. Because I misclicked that last stand order, now they can't move. Oh, I might be able to counterattack Washington though. those guys help out there with that. Ambusher. It's probably not the general we want. Yeah, we're losing military factories too. That's not great. And the line is pretty weak down here, though. Yeah, I think we just weren't fast enough. Weren't able to get in there and do enough damage fast enough. Let's just not bother with planes at all. Can't. Look, we don't have the aluminum for it. 218 light tanks available. Try and use our tank unit down here. So we're at pretty severe risk getting overwhelmed in the north. Too many divisions stacked up on one tiles there, looks like. And that is the risk of playing with no battle plan. Yeah, you guys won't move dumbly, but they also just won't move at all. Yeah, I think a plane strategy was definitely a mistake. We should just put those factories into tanks and get the production bonus for them. Oh, light tank, where you at? Try and do something up here before this becomes a disaster. It looks like it might already be a disaster. Oh well. I didn't really need that tactical bomber, but whatever. Maybe it would have been better there to take the production company. Serbs capitulated, and that's interesting, I guess. I mean, we already have support artillery in our division, so there's not really all that much to do there. Well, these front lines are a fucking mess, too. We can go for a kill on this one unit over here. Well, that's not good. Go that unit. We have to break through here. Where is our tank unit at? Just hold political power, maybe. Maybe that's the right. Maybe that's the right pick. We need to save these infantry over here, though. What a fucking mess this game is, though. Jesus Christ, it's sloppy. It's so sloppy. Able to get encirclement there, though. Nice. On team. Too risky. Can't do that. Can't do that. You go extensive there. Oh man, this game is fucking so sketchy. This game is so sketchy. Not clean play from me at all over here. But our overpowered patent tank division might save the day for us. We'll see. Cool, he wants to deorg himself on me. Great.